Last night, I felt cloudy. Not the thunderstorm kind, not lightning across the chest, just overcast. The kind of cloud that doesn't shout, it just stays. You know the feeling, don't you? When your emotions have no sharp edges, just a steady gray that covers everything. You're not broken, you're not sobbing, you're just not quite here. The laughter doesn't echo, the light feels dimmer. And even when nothing's going wrong, something inside feels off. We rarely talk about this type of weather, because it's not dramatic enough to cry about, not serious enough to call in sick, not heavy enough to explain to anyone without sounding strange. So we go on, quietly, carrying a fog that no one else sees. And we tell ourselves, I need to shake this off. I need to fix it. I need to stop being like this. But what if you didn't? What if the cloud didn't mean you were failing, but that your system was doing exactly what it's designed to do? You see, emotions don't just show up randomly. They're signals, just like weather. Clouds roll in because the atmosphere is shifting, pressure rising, moisture gathering, temperature colliding. And the mind is no different. That grayness inside you? It might be the result of subtle emotional shifts. Maybe stress you didn't notice building. Maybe grief you thought you had already processed. Maybe the mind protecting you from overstimulation by dulling the colors a bit. Not to punish you, to shield you. That's what people don't realize. Your brain isn't trying to sabotage your day. It's trying to keep you steady in a world that often moves too fast. And sometimes that means cloud cover. Here's what the science says. Our brains process roughly 11 million bits of information per second, but we're only consciously aware of about 40. That's like trying to drink from a fire hose by using a teacup. So what happens when the flow becomes too much? The brain filters, it dims, it mutes the highs and lows. Emotionally, that can feel like flatness or numbness. But neurologically, it's regulation. You are not malfunctioning. You are adapting. Still, it's hard, because we've been conditioned to measure ourselves in productivity and positivity. We've been taught that happiness is the baseline, that anything else is deviation. But what if that's the myth? What if emotional overcast is not a deviation, but a natural season in the climate of being human? We don't curse the clouds in the sky when they come. We don't ask the rain to apologize. We understand. Weather moves, and so do moods. That feeling you're carrying right now, it's not permanent, but it's also not meaningless. It may be telling you to slow, to check in, to allow rest without guilt, to stop pushing for clarity when maybe what you need is softness. Because not every cloud inside you needs to go away. Some need to be felt. Some need to linger. And some are simply passing through. So let's imagine for a moment that the cloud isn't here to ruin your day. It's here to protect something. Maybe a part of you that's still healing. Maybe a memory your mind hasn't finished understanding. Maybe a layer of emotional insulation, because too much brightness, too suddenly, would feel like a burn. There's something deeply humane about allowing ourselves to have slow moods, to carry a little weight without explanation. And there's something rebellious, even radical, about not trying to fix it immediately. Because here's the truth no one likes to say out loud. You can't optimize your way out of being human. You can drink more water, go for a walk, journal 3 pages in soft morning light. But even then, sometimes the sky inside stays gray. Not because you're doing it wrong, but because life is sometimes gray. We forget that our nervous systems aren't built for constant intensity. They're not wired for endless connection, endless hustle, endless light. Just like plants need darkness to rest, we do too. And that cloudy feeling you carry might be your body's way of creating shade. And maybe the goal this week isn't to clear the skies. Maybe it's to learn how to walk gently under them. There's a kind of courage in sitting with emotional weather, instead of escaping it. You may have heard of interoception, It's the brain's ability to sense the internal state of the body. It's how you know you're hungry or tired or tense, even if no one told you. People with high interoceptive awareness can feel their emotional shifts as physical signals: a tightness in the chest, a hollowness in the stomach, a slowness in the limbs. Cloudiness often shows up through these cues. That inexplicable fatigue, the sighs you didn't notice you were making, the lack of appetite, not for food, but for life. And instead of labeling those feelings as wrong, what if we labeled them as real? What if we honored them like we do weather patterns, not with judgment, but observation? It's okay to narrate your internal forecast without needing to edit it. Try saying it aloud. It feels like gray inside today. I'm not sad, I'm just slow. I feel quiet, and that's okay. This isn't a crisis, it's a cloud. Because naming your emotional weather gives it shape, and shape makes it less scary. And when we stop fearing our moods, we start moving with them instead of against them. Let this week be a soft one. Let it be the kind of week where clouds are allowed, even welcome, because they might bring rain. And rain, my friend, doesn't just fall, it nourishes. So maybe today, you don't need to outrun the cloud. You just need to carry it, like an old coat you don't hate, just wear because the weather asks for it. There is wisdom in your melancholy. There is grace in your quiet. And some of the most beautiful things you felt, empathy, gentleness, awe, were born not in your sunny days, but your overcast ones. Those moments taught you how to soften for others, how to listen differently, how to be still long enough to notice the subtle. We forget that clarity doesn't always come in beams of light. Sometimes it arrives slowly, like mist pulling away from a field, 1 inch at a time. If you're feeling heavy this week, that doesn't mean the week is lost. You're not behind. You're not failing. You're just weathering. And maybe all you need is a little permission to not shine, but to still be here. The pressure to feel good all the time is one of the loneliest tricks of modern life, because it makes you believe you're alone in your grayness. But you're not. You're one of many, quietly breathing through their own emotional climate, hoping no one notices the storm they're carrying inside. And so let this be your reminder. You are not your cloud. You are the sky, vast enough to hold it. You are the one who remains long after the weather passes. And it will pass. But until it does, light a candle. Breathe slower. Speak softer. Walk with yourself like someone you love. Not every cloud inside you needs to go away. Some are there to teach you how to stay. I'll see you again soon. Until then, be gentle with your weather. It's doing more for you than you think. Danny, Cloud.